Welcome to Foretake. Today your host is Dara, and today I have with me
Arij,
Tina,
Neha.
and we are going to be looking at AITA stories, which are Am I the A-hole stories, and we're going to be judging these scenarios that are given to us from 4 different perspectives. And before we look at the full story, we're going to judge the main topic title, and then we will read the story and judge the story as it is. So our first one we have here today is AITA for dropping my friend off on the side of the road.
I would think yes. Like, what's the reasoning for that?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, like if it's a serial killer or something, I'm out. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's his friend though. Like if I have my friend with me, I'm not dropping you off on the side of the road.
But if it's a
unless you
serial
ask.
killer friend, hey,
Hey,
the world we live in.
Mean? Yeah, I don't know if I drop anyone off on the side of the road though.
Okay, let's read the whole story and then maybe you change your mind. So.
Maybe.
All right. I, 28 male, was driving home last night with my friend, 27 female, from the bar. There were 2 other friends who had been in the car with us, but I, as the designated driver, had already dropped them off. Obviously, coming from the bar, she was wasted and sitting in the front seat. I've never been so close with her, but friendly enough to take her home. It was about a 25-minute drive, but it was only the 2 of us for 5-ish. Once I had dropped off the other friends, her mood changed completely. She instantly became flirtatious, getting a little too close for my comfort. I told her to give my space while driving because, duh, she wouldn't quit it. She then continued to grab at my hands while they were out on the wheel. This was obviously very dangerous. The road we were about to leave was still quite busy. She did not stop. I pulled over for a moment for safety reasons, and she started to get even more rambunctious. This is not a woman I'm comfortable with. I was only taking her home for the courtesy. She became very loud and upset when I told her to stop distracting my driving and said she would walk home if I was going to act like a for the rest of the drive. Keep in mind, it was 5 minutes max. I was about to turn her into the neighborhood complex. I shrugged and unlocked the door for her. She got out, and I drove away. The next morning, I woke up to at least 20 missed calls from her and a super long paragraph about how upset she was with me because I left her in a dangerous situation. The situation would have been dangerous either way. She was only a few blocks away from home. AITA. Oh.
I still say yes. Like, she's wasted and you just left her there. Like, you should have at least...
I feel like there's more to it than just what we see in the story, because technically, I think that, like, okay, yeah, it's a bit weird. What she did is really weird, but does she normally do that? Like, is she always like that, or is this just because she's drunk, you know?
He's not comfortable with her. That's what he said.
He's not comfortable with
They're
her?
not close. Like he was just being like nice. Like if somebody needs a ride home, then I'll give it to you just because I'm nice, not because you're a close friend.
But I still feel like leaving especially a girl, like, in today's society, like, leaving her...
Especially with
late at night on the side of the road, like, that's not, no matter how flirtatious or frustrating she may have been to you, I feel like that's no situation where you should just leave her on the side of the road. You should have at least, like, took her to her apartment complex. Like, don't just leave her out.
Call her an Uber or something and stay with
Oh,
her
yeah, that'd
until
be-
like
Exactly, yeah.
Oh,
That's smarter.
good.
Or I'd make her sit in the
especially-
back. Like,
yeah.
she's sitting in the front.
Leaving her on the side of the road is just, like, too much.
That's still uncomfy though.
It is uncomfy for sure, but I still think that leaving her on the side of the road is a bit drastic. I don't think that was the measure he needed to go to. I do think that, you know, she is at fault still, of course, but I think
He's at a
obviously
bigger fault.
she was under an influence, obviously, and it's not like she was doing that with a clear mind. So I think taking that into consideration, at least getting an Uber, like Tina said, like that would have been a better option. It would have been way smarter.
But like, what if the roles were reversed? Like, what if you were a girl and there was a guy and who was like flirting with you? Would you leave him on the side of the road? I would.
Oh dang, I would. I definitely would. That does make it rough.
It's like it's double standard, but at also the same time, I feel like
Women,
I would definitely leave. I feel like leaving a girl on the side is worse.
leaving a girl on the side is definitely worse because she could get taken advantage of. Not saying that a guy couldn't, but it's just women are more susceptible to that. So something bad could have happened to her. So yes, you are the a-hole for dropping your friend off on the side of the road.
Yeah, but she's also the a-hole for being so weird.
Yeah.
I feel like both of them are at fault.
I think she has like some
to some extent, yeah.
things like to it, and like he also does, because like she was drunk, but at the same time, like, that's weird.
That is weird.
He's driving.
Yeah.
I probably would have like strapped her in like a seatbelt.
Just strap her in.
Yeah, just like let her in.
Honestly, I would do that. Okay, well. Okay, so I think we're ready to move on to the second one. The second one says AITA for not changing my destination wedding.
Ooh.
You know, I want a destination wedding, so
I
this
don't
is
want a destination
personal.
wedding.
This is personal.
Yeah, I don't really
think
want
that
one
the
either.
a-hole for not changing it, because like it's your wedding, but I don't want one because I want everyone to come.
Mm,
Wait, do you guys want destination weddings? I personally don't.
I don't.
I do.
I don't really care.
I do.
If I'm doing a wedding, it'll probably, like, the farthest would probably be is like Atlanta.
Seriously?
Atlanta?
I'm not gonna go super far. Like, my goal for my wedding is to have a nice wedding, but like somewhere like I can have a nice honeymoon somewhere else. But like I want everyone to come to my wedding.
Yeah, I want as many people at my wedding as possible.
I want
Yeah.
2 weddings
Ooh, like a.
in Vietnam because my
Oh,
family
that
makes sense,
and
yeah.
friends are in Vietnam.
I know a lot of people who do that.
That's interesting. None of my cousins have ever had a destination wedding, and
Really?
they're all pressuring me. They're like, "You need to do
I
it."
don't know if my friends and stuff would come that far.
Because here's the thing, right? My like oldest cousin, she got married. I think it was 3-4 years ago, and she had like everybody at her wedding. Like it was in India, like it was bunched in there. And then she told me, she was like, "I took the fall. I invited everyone. Everybody's already been to a wedding in her house, so now you got to do a destination one." So yeah, they're all just pressuring me to go at it.
But
so.
that's still like at least 10 years away, I feel like.
Of course.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you're
I mean, of
older and
course.
you want to have a destination wedding, that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Because then you'd be like have enough money to like spend it, and
that's
then like
true.
also like if I'm young and I'm having a wedding, like I'm not having a destination because one, it's not enough money, even though like my parents would probably be paying for it, but whatever. Oh, wait. Read the story.
Okay, so let's get into okay, so it says, I'm getting married at the end of the next month, and the wedding is going to be in Canada. My husband is Canadian, and that's where we will be living beginning in the fall. I am American, and so is most of my family. The wedding will be about 5 hours away from where me and my family currently live in the States. We already have everything planned and paid for, including the venue for the ceremony and reception. Today, I get several texts and calls from my dad, aunt, uncle, and cousin asking me to change the location of my wedding to within the U.S. I'm bewildered at this request, even though I already knew my answer was going to be no. Apparently, my 20-year-old cousin got a driving under the influence charge in Canada last year and isn't allowed back into the country because she'll be in serious legal trouble. I'm not close with this side of my family, nor did I know about this until today. I replied to my aunt, telling her that the venue is already paid for and that I am not changing my plans. I then get several phone calls and paragraph text messages from my aunt and cousin calling me selfish and that I do not care for my family. I then get a call from my dad asking if we can postpone our wedding and just have it at a city hall near where our parents live. I tell them no. Mind you, my fiance and I paid in full for our wedding with no help from our families. I get the same response calling me selfish and that no one wants to come to our wedding anyway. Was I the a-hole?
No.
That's so weird.
How
Also,
far,
like,
how
that's,
far
what?
out?
Okay,
5
first of all,
That's like driving distance. That's like
That is
Atlanta.
driving.
That's
They
like
pay
Gulf
for their
Shores.
own wedding too, so
and like also if it's about like family coming together, it's not even that far.
yeah,
It's not that far. I
No.
thought the meant. I don't. That's first of all, to me that doesn't seem like a destination wedding. Like the definition of
That's
destination
not
wedding
Yeah.
destination.
is somewhere
yeah.
like where both your families
Completely-
don't live. Like
yeah.
like you're going to like Greece or Italy or somewhere like.
See,
super
that's still
awesome.
reasonable because like he lives in Canada.
Yeah, he lives in Canada. His family lives there. That's not a destination wedding to me.
That's not destination.
And
That's
how
interesting.
long until the wedding? Did she say?
it's like
How
a
long?
month, right?
She said
That's too late.
The end of next month.
Yeah, and if you've already paid in full, that's
Yeah,
selfish
that's-
of your family to ask you to not, especially if they didn't help at all.
Also, didn't they
Yeah.
say that like
Changing-
the cousin wasn't close to them? Like she said,
Yeah,
like, the
and you're
cousin
not
isn't
close to the cousins, so how like if I'm having a wedding and my cousin's
And
like
just because of one person.
yeah,
I feel like my parents would be more mad at me for getting like whatever the hell just happened to this cousin. What did they say?
Oh yeah, the driving under
DUI?
influence.
DUI?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's I feel like I'd be like, hey, you shouldn't got that DUI. Now you can't come to the wedding. I guess
Yeah,
this is
like-
how things work.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like that's not your fault. Like that's the cousin's fault.
Yeah, it's the cousin's fault.
And I'm pretty sure I mean, was the cousin like really? It says that the aunt was really like, you know, pressed or whatever. But did the cousin even say anything?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you're not. No, you're not the a-hole in this situation. Your family's just dumb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
The
no
cousin, the
offense.
cousin called her selfish.
The cousin?
Yeah.
I call the cousin selfish, man. You got a
crazy.
DUI in Canada?
And you want her to change
and
her
that's
entire
5 hours
wedding?
away from your house, bro. Like, what are you doing in Canada?
That's crazy. How do you even? I don't even understand why she's even considering that she's the a-hole, because in this situation, it's like his family lives there. She's not even like, it's not even like she's doing this because like, oh, I want to have like this grand wedding or whatever. His
No,
family
that's
lives
true.
there.
And like, she's planning on living there. Like, it's not like it's unfair.
It's not unfair at all.
yeah,
yeah,
it's like,
you're-
oh, my family can come here, see where I am living, blah, 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 blah. They can visit.
Yeah,
next
Yeah,
time, whatever.
exactly.
You are not the a-hole.
That's
Anyways.
crazy.
Okay, so I think we're ready to move on to our third story. And this one is a bit relatable for us because we're going to be heading off to college soon. So this is a good topic to talk for us. So it says, AITA for insisting on my personal space and privacy even though my roommate thinks it's unreasonable.
No.
No.
Like,
Space and
privacy?
privacy is something everybody needs.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just-
you're like, it's like cooperation. You're gonna have to have compromise. Like, what?
It's not even a compromise. Doesn't she need her own space and privacy too? Like, as a
Yeah.
normal human, like, don't you need your own time to
She or
yourself?
Exactly.
Or
It's a
whatever.
she. It's just, I can read the female part and look at a bit ahead,
Oh,
but
there you go. Okay. I can answer the story. Dara's our host.
yeah. So also like a lot of colleges have requirements of how long you have to live on campus, like we were talking about earlier. So like Emory has like it's one of the colleges that me and Arij have looked at for a very long time, and they require their freshmen to live on dorm for their entire freshman year. And then Vanderbilt, we were talking about, requires all 4 years. So
That's wild.
that is
yeah.
wild. That's
Or
pretty
why
crazy.
Why you even looking at Emory?
We-
Because of.
Okay, no.
but for real, but like actually, like, you know what's crazy? Like, if they actually require me to live on 4 years, that's wild to me, because I know a lot of people at UAB and stuff.
I think, like, what is it, their junior or senior year, they have their own apartment.
Yeah, a lot of them, like a lot of people I know who like will get like townhouses or apartments together instead.
Mm,
Also, biomedical engineering is only offered at UAB in Alabama.
that's
Lame.
crazy.
Oh, and Auburn. Lame.
but
Yeah, sure.
Auburn,
So by
come
our
on.
talk, you can kind of guess that we're from Alabama now.
That's kind of lame, isn't it?
We've disclosed our location.
Oh, our
Uh-oh.
location. Guys, we gotta be more secret about that.
Ambiguous.
It's our first episode and we're
Yeah.
already. Anyways.
It's alright. It's just Alabama.
Okay, so I'm gonna get into the story.
Yes.
I, 22 female, share a small apartment with my roommate, 21 female, who I've known for about a year. We get along pretty well most of the time, but lately we've been having some disagreements about personal space and privacy. I'm the type of person who likes to have some alone time and quiet space to recharge. I work from home for a few hours every day, and I also enjoy reading, meditating, and doing yoga in my room. I've always made it clear to my roommate that I need some privacy and quiet during these times, and she's generally respected that. However, lately she's been having some personal issues that have made her more clingy and needy. She's been coming into my room unannounced, interrupting me while I work, and even trying to join me during my yoga sessions. I've tried to talk to her about it and explain that I need some space, but she's been dismissive and says that I'm being too uptight. Last night was the final straw. I was in my room doing some stretches before bed, and my roommate barged in without knocking. I was in a compromising position and felt really embarrassed and violated. I told her that this was unacceptable and that I needed her to respect my boundaries, but she just rolled her eyes and said that I was overreacting. Okay, I've been thinking about it all day, and I feel like I'm in the right here. I don't think it's unreasonable to want some personal space and privacy, especially in my own room. But my roommate seems to think that I'm being too rigid and unsympathetic to her needs. AITA for insisting on my boundaries, or should I try to be more accommodating? No,
that's
man.
weird. You got a common area for a reason.
What in the world? Okay,
I feel like this isn't college roommate. I feel like this is just
Regular
like
roommate.
this is
a
regular,
regular
roommate?
roommate.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
That just
Well,
seems
that's
like
even
it.
worse then.
That's
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
even
like,
worse.
Y'all are
Because you're
full-grown
a grown
adults.
adult, yeah. That's
Um,
crazy.
Also, that's just weird. Like, a lot of people have like roommates who they're not even friends with. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like
Weird.
I don't know what her like personal issues are that caused her to be so clingy. So maybe if there's something like when y'all are together, if you're being too rigid, you could fix that maybe. But like her barging into your room, like, without even knocking, that's
wild.
that's unacceptable,
I
really.
get
How would you
mad when
solve
my
that
siblings
problem?
Come in.
Like, if you were in that situation, how would you solve it?
Lock my room.
Tina.
Oh, that's true. Lock your room.
Self-isolation.
Not like that, dude. Like, I could not do it. If they're close to me, then maybe it's like I'd try to like be like, I don't know, try to find them someone else to clean.
Or maybe
But
just like
if
the
this-
person, like she'll like talk so much at school and stuff, but I bet when she goes home, she's the quietest person
I'm
ever.
tired. Like,
Yeah.
you can ask my siblings. Like I don't let anyone in my room. I don't talk to anyone at home. I'm tired.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I feel like if this were to go on for like a while, and if it's a friend of mine, and like it continuously goes on for like 2-3 months, I would just be like, hey, if you're like don't stop, then I'm gonna like move out, or could you move out? Like, depending on whoever, like.
But also
It's
moving
hard.
out
Like,
is
it was,
hard.
like,
Yeah.
Imagine if it was like you like Anisha would never do this. But, like imagine if it was you and Anisha.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Imagine like also the money that goes with it, the time, like everything,
Like if you're under like a lease or you put down a deposit.
exactly,
on it already,
exactly.
That's true.
I would be really pissed. I don't know. I'd probably like. Me personally, I can't put up with that. I get like really angry, especially if you come in my space. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be that patient. I start yelling at you. Yeah,
No,
for real,
because I think that personal space and privacy is something that everybody needs. It's a need, it's not a want. So you demanding that for yourself is not you being the a-hole at all.
that's what I'm worried about for college. I value my privacy when I get home.
Yeah, me too. I just sit in my room or
Mhm.
like, like I hang out with family when I want some talking time, but I definitely need my own personal
I like
space.
to have my own
Yeah.
thoughts for a while.
My mom even knows that. Like sometimes like I'll come home from like a social event,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be so tired. And like she knows like I'm not in the mood to talk to anyone, so she'll just see me like go up to my room and just lock myself in there and like self-isolate and get my brain cells back in my head.
Oh, but like that's weird
Girl,
that she
I
comes in when you're
wish.
doing yoga, dude.
I know, doing yoga.
Like you're doing yoga, like it's embarrassing, and she just walks in and you're like, oh, okay. I was so pissed.
That's weird. I think also like making schedules could help.
Mhm.
Like if you're living with a roommate and you have like a schedule of like when you guys have free time for each other versus like when you have your own time, making schedules are more helpful than you think it is, because like you think like, oh, it's so like mechanical, like you're all writing down like what times you're gonna spend doing what, but it honestly helps compromise things, and it really helps like solving situations like these where more than one person is in the situation. So making
I'd honestly just like forbid her from my room.
forbid her.
Yeah,
Lock
I'd be
the
like,
door.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lock the
dude.
door.
I'd be like, you can't come in my room.
But
if I'm
imagine-
hanging out with you, then I'll come outside into our common area.
Imagine
Yeah,
if they're like
exactly.
good friends and she doesn't want to risk like their friendship or something. Then I would say like it's a matter of compromise.
Mm-mm.
I
I'd
would
fight
I
with
would
my
talk
friends
to
like
her nicely first. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
like this is too much. Like at least knock before you come into my room.
But I
like,
think they already did have a
Yeah,
conversation.
They did.
Yeah.
I would be pissed. Even with my friends, if it comes to that extent, like I get annoyed with my close friends, and I'll have like it comes to that, then I'll have a fight. And sometimes I feel like a fight isn't good, but having like some sort of like debate or argument is better.
I think friends who don't fight end up bottling it up. Like I feel
I
like I've
agree.
definitely
I
fought
agree.
with
We can't
most
get
of my
any
closest
further.
friends. Yeah, like you need to fight to be able to like
We
understand
haven't
each
had
other
a fight,
better.
but we have conversations.
We've definitely had like conversations that were deeper than just like normal everyday talk. Cause
It's like you're
those are
irritated with
necessary.
me, or I'm
or
irritated
like
with
I've
you.
seen you in your worst times, you've seen me in my worst times, and that's what helps us grow. It doesn't have to necessarily be fighting,
Mhm.
but sometimes there are lows in friendship, and you have to accept that to be able to move on.
I think in any relationship, really, you have to have like some sort of struggle, or like
Yeah.
you have to be some vulnerable of some sort
Because
in
you
order
can't be
to grow.
perfect all the time.
And
Yeah.
I get like this is just a
Listen, Tina.
roommate, but maybe if you guys are friends, then maybe like thinking about it from that perspective and like actually going headfirst at the problem instead of avoiding it is something that I would do instead of locking myself up. It's not gonna last long.
Yeah.
It's a temporary solution. It's not permanent.
Let's hear from Tina. I know she has some
Yeah,
facts
Tina.
to speak. You have.
Never fought with my friends. My
Really?
close friends, yeah. We just we barely hang out, but we talk a lot
Mm.
at school.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fights.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah, same. same.
but
Oh,
that's what makes
gosh.
it last longer, because
Yeah.
you have to have fights.
That's true.
And then they have to understand you.
Yeah.
I feel like majority of the time I'm right in these fights. It's not even like a fight. It's just straight up not considerate of my feelings or how
Yeah.
I feel about something. And I feel like that's how it is in this case.
Yeah.
Like that the roommate is so like wrapped up in her own feelings that I don't even think that she realizes how much of a bother she's being to the other person.
That's so true. I think I'm right in a lot of situations, and then I become wrong as I start arguing with people. Like, I talk wrong. Like, I communicate things wrong. I'll get like really angry, and then I'll say something in the wrong way.
That's true. We all think that we're like, you know, as weird as this sounds, we all think that we're the main character. Because genuinely, like, you only see things from your own perspective, so you think that everything should work out according to your situation.
Yeah.
But you don't realize that there are multiple situations playing out around you as well that you have to be considerate of. And sometimes, you know, like, it said that over here that it just happened lately. Like, she started getting personal issues, and then she became clingy and needy. Maybe it has something to do with that. And talking about how, hey, like, I know you're going through your own stuff, and I understand that. If you want to talk about it, go ahead and talk about it. But I think you need to know my perspective on this as well. I think coming to that mature conclusion is what they need.
That's real. And you guys should part ways once your lease is over. If that's going to stay that way.
If it's going to stay that way, yeah. If it keeps repeating, then definitely something that needs to be put to an end.
For real, I would not put up with that.
But yeah.
Okay, so we are off to our next story, and it says, AITA for telling my brother it was a dumb decision to invite his new girlfriend over for our nephew's birthday, and I understand why our brother-in-law uninvited him.
Oh, this seems like a very
What's
complicated.
what's the relationship between all of them is the question.
Okay, is this girlfriend like a long-term girlfriend? It says new. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone. If you're a long-term girlfriend, you can come. If you're not, then I don't say why you should come.
Unless it's like if it's serious, like, you know what I mean, like, you can still be new. Like, I'd say like a month is new, but like
to family.
if you're serious about her, then yeah, I would say bring her.
Well, I mean, it's only a month, so you don't really know if you're serious or not, because you're still getting to know them.
Well, it's your nephew's birthday. Like, it's a child's birthday. Like, you don't need to come, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
You should not be pressed if you're not coming, bro. I would not be pressed.
That's not the family event to introduce her.
Why does this remind me of like a random movie? Like, you know those movies where like they always introduce their girlfriend at some rando's birthday party? It's always
something goes wrong.
Yeah, something always goes wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
God.
wild. I don't know. I feel like she's gonna be like really like annoying or something. That's what I'm predicting.
Maybe it's a personality issue.
Maybe.
Okay, let me get in. All right.
Let's dig in.
Okay,
let's
no,
lock in.
you don't understand how invested I am in this. Okay, my 20 male brother Ron. Ooh, Harry Potter. And sorry, my 20 male brother Ron. 27 male. Okay, so I'm guessing the brother is 27. He's 20. Met his late girlfriend Linda when they were 16, and they started dating shortly after. To say the family adored her would be an understatement. Linda was beautiful, smart, and had an amazing sense of humor. She's been part of the family for so long that most of us don't remember a time without her. Most of our best memories have her in them. Linda was very close to my nephew Drew, who is 6 male. Drew is disabled and autistic, so he has a hard time connecting to other people. I don't know how to describe the relationship between Drew and Linda. They just sort of clicked. From the moment he was born, she was his best friend and would often watch over him. Sadly, Linda passed away at the end of January after she was hit by a drunk driver. The entire family was devastated, and we are still mourning for her. Drew took it especially hard since he doesn't really grasp what death means yet. He constantly asks where Linda is and when she'll be coming back, sometimes going as far to as having full-blown mental meltdowns because he misses her so much. He's currently attending therapy to learn how to process his grief, but it's a slow progress. Drew's birthday is in 2 weeks, and my sister and brother-in-law sent out invitations to everyone in the family, asking who can come. Birthdays are a big deal in our family and are usually an over-the-top event with catering, so it's necessary to confirm the number of guests. Apparently, Ron wrote that he'll come with Gia, a new girlfriend he is hoping to introduce to the family. Most of the family is mad at him for moving on so quickly. I personally think it's none of my business, and I'm not going to tell him what to do or how to live his life. However, bringing a new partner over to his nephew's birthday when he knows how the said nephew was so attached to his ex and is still mourning her is idiotic at best and cruel at worst. Brother-in-law told Ron that if he's planning on bringing that girl over for Drew's birthday, he shouldn't bother coming at all. Ron called me to complain, and I told him the same thing. He shouldn't bring her over. Ron called me an a-hole and a bad brother. He said that he's finally happy again after Linda's death, and why is it so hard for us to accept that he moved on and support his relationship? I told him I'm happy to hear he's doing well, and I'm sure the family would someday love to meet the girl that makes him so happy, but I'm standing by my opinion that inviting her now was a dumb decision on his part, and he chose the worst possible time and place to introduce someone new to the family. Edit, Ron and Linda were still together when she passed away.
Oh.
Okay.
So wait, Linda's the girlfriend who passed
I
away.
feel like this is a really complex situation because I get where both parties are coming from, but I also think, like how the person who wrote this said, that it's just the wrong place and time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not wrong to introduce her, but at this place in time where like the nephew was very connected and it's very short amount of time where he got his new girlfriend, so I would say it's the wrong place and the wrong time. It's not a wrong thing to do.
And I feel like if he were to bring his girlfriend to the party and like meet his nephew, then his nephew could like embarrass that girl and be like, well, where's Linda? And then start having another one of those breakdowns. So it's not the fact that the family doesn't want to meet her, it's just the fact that at that place, like,
Wrong
it's
place, wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Like the brother put it perfectly in the Reddit post. Like I can't like say anything different.
I can't either. I definitely agree because it's just overall you have to consider everyone's emotions and everyone's state of mind, and it's not that what you're doing is wrong. It's not wrong to move on and it's not wrong to be happy. But I think introducing it to a family who's still grieving and mourning is not particularly the right thing to do at this time. So, what do you think?
Well, because my sister and my brother-in-law have been dating for like 6 years, and if she found someone new, I wouldn't accept him right away.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm already used to him. So.
That's true.
That's odd. Also, if it's a new girlfriend, I would rather you wait till it's serious.
Yeah, if it's like a few months.
Did he mention how like long time had been
Since the
girlfriend passed that he got a new one?
It says.
Like, I wonder if it mentions it, because if it's just like two or like if it's like a few months, then I'd like.
Yeah,
there's no way.
That's kind of weird.
I would not bring her. I don't know. That's just weird.
They said it was
I
like.
feel uncomfy as the new girlfriend too.
Yeah,
They
it's
said
true.
they didn't say a specific amount of time, but they did say that he got over her quickly, quote unquote. So I'm assuming that it hasn't been that much of a time
so
since she
it's probably
passed
like a few
away.
months.
Yeah, I wouldn't. As the girlfriend, I wouldn't want to go either. Like, unless the guy didn't tell me about the past.
He
Like,
definitely did, but
He has to have said something. If not, then I can understand why she wants to go. Like, oh, hey, babe, it's my nephew's birthday party. You should come meet the family. Like, I'd be so down. But if I knew the past and everything,
then
I wouldn't want to go.
Yeah.
Maybe like think about
Like, invite me to Christmas.
is she
but-
gonna be comfortable? Like, it's not even about the nephew at this. Well, it
Well,
is,
it
but like
is.
it's about like more than one person. It's not just about the nephew. It's about her as well. How's she gonna react to the situation?
And the
you know?
brother conveyed that message perfectly, I feel like. Like,
Yeah.
us in the family would love to meet her. It's just not the place, not
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree.
That's weird though.
Okay, so this is our last story for this episode, and looks pretty interesting. AITA for having my niece's dress photoshopped because she wore white to my wedding.
No.
No?
No.
No?
It's your wedding.
I think that's pretty funny.
That's
not gonna
pretty
lie.
hilarious. Have you seen the ones where they're like, oh, like they'll get someone to purposely spill like wine on a girl's dress because she's wearing white?
Oh, yeah.
That's so.
Or
I
like
did- I did
I
that.
would do that for my friends.
I would
mother-in-law-
literally take that as a joke. Like, that's actually so funny.
No,
You
or
would wear
like,
white to somebody's wedding?
No, the photoshopping.
or there's
Yeah.
like the
Like, I take that as a- I
mother-in-law
wouldn't even be mad.
complexity where
The
she'll wear
mother-in-law?
white to like outdo the bride.
If my mother-in-law did that, then I
That's
would
so
like, I
sad.
would die.
That's
Drama on
weird.
that.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
You're-
actually a thing.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
That's
They'll
literally,
do
that's
it.
literally the Electra or the Oedipus Complex or whatever the hell it is. The one where it's like they're in love with their sons or mothers or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like
that's
that.
the son though.
Yeah. But if it was like vice versa.
It was still weird.
You want to be the bride at your.
That's
Man,
what
when
like,
I was taking psychology and I heard of that, like the Electra complex,
it
and
made me so
Oedipus-
uncomfortable.
If anybody doesn't know what that is, so the Oedipus complex and Electra complex is something we learned in our developmental unit in psychology, and it basically says that as the son or the child is growing up, they have like an attraction. So like the son is attracted to the mom, and then the daughter. Yeah, it's so
the daughter
weird.
is attracted to the
But
dad.
it's actually psychologically proven, and that causes like jealousy
No, it isn't
for the dad or
psychologically
the mom.
proven.
Was it?
Causes, no, the son is jealous of the son is jealous of the dad. The son is jealous of the dad, but loves the mom.
Yeah.
But it's not psychologically
Because
proven
of the
it's a Sigmund
attention.
Freud. It's a Sigmund Freud thing. And if you know who Freud is, like he's crazy. Like no one believes.
Everybody
in a lot of
knows
his theories.
Freud. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows. No one believes in him though. But
It's like there's a hidden meaning behind everything.
They're just
he's
theories.
that guy. He's really weird. I always thought he was the oddest psychologist, even though but everybody knows him. When you say psychology, you think Freud.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
But if somebody wore white to my wedding, yes,
yeah,
sir.
I wouldn't be too happy.
I would not. I would.
either.
You'd be tripping. I'd be the one spelling mine on your dress.
That's so.
No, true. Especially because if it's like a little girl, then everyone would be like, "Oh, that little girl's so cute wearing white to the wedding." Like,
if it's a little
bro,
girl, then
get that little girl out
Okay,
of my
if it's-
wedding. This is my wedding.
I'd be pissed because maybe their parents did that. I wouldn't be mad at the little girl. I would if it was a little girl, like it was a little kid.
Why
then I
would
wouldn't
you?
be mad.
Why would you hold grudges against a little kid?
Oh,
Like,
have you
I
guys-
would talk to their parents though.
Have you guys
I'd
seen
be like,
that
don't do that to
Modern
anybody else's
Family episode where it's
That's
like
so
Lily's
with
little,
the LED
she's like the
lights.
flower
Yeah.
girl and she has the LED light.
Dude, I would love to put like my niece or my nephew or something in like some like crazy outfit.
just for fun.
Yeah.
Like a little 2-year-old.
Have you guys ever
down.
been a flower girl?
No, I have
No,
not.
I haven't.
Yes, I have.
Because I
at
have
one of my
like
uncle's
traditional.
weddings.
I go to traditional Indian weddings.
Yeah.
So
No, we
it's
have
not
traditional
really...
weddings too, but I don't know.
Well,
why my
actually,
uncle
we
did
do
that.
at the wedding. No. Because the wedding I recently went to in New York, it had like flower girls, but it wasn't like traditional, obviously. But when the bride was walking down, they did put down flowers, so I guess that counts. But we were like dancing down the aisle with her, so it technically wasn't, like that. But it was just with an Indian twist, I guess.
Cute.
Okay, so let's get into the story.
Let's dig in.
It was a white lacy knee-length dress. She even wore
Oh,
lace
the
elbow. She even wore lace elbow-length gloves. Honestly, it looked just like a wedding dress. I didn't say anything to her or her parents, my brother and sister-in-law, in the moment, and I tried my best to ignore it. But when I got the first drafts back from our photographer, I couldn't stand when I saw her in her white dress standing next to me. If this is a kid, I'm gonna laugh right now.
No, it
If it's
gave
a
the
kid.
ages right there. The girl getting married is 30 and the niece
Is 16.
16.
Oh,
Oh,
That's like a spite.
that changes things.
That
But
does
if a teenager
change
did that,
things.
I
That's
feel
to
so
spite.
annoyed.
That's the spite.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. My husband saw how upset I was and suggested that we pay extra to get my niece's dress photoshopped to a light,
I mean, W husband.
Yeah.
to a light blue. We thought it through, and since we had some budget left, we went for it. Well, last week we got the final photos back, and they looked great. I could hardly even tell that my niece was originally wearing white, and she still looked really nice. I posted some of the photos on social media, and my sister-in-law messaged me and was angry that I photoshopped my niece without checking with her. She accused me of thinking my niece was ugly and of body shaming her. To be clear, I did not have her body photoshopped. I only changed the color of her dress and gloves. I don't think I'm in the wrong, but this situation has been stressing me out. So, AITA? Small clarification, she made an edit. Small clarification, the picture I posted was a large group shot that my niece is in. I wasn't trying to showcase the Photoshop at all.
No.
You're not the a-hole.
I mean, she's a teenager. She
it
should
is-
know.
Yeah, she's a teenager. She did it on purpose. Listen,
Yeah.
half of us are 16. You two are 17, but
Oh, yeah, you
me
guys
and
are
Tina are
still
16. I think I'm turning 17
No
in
more
5
information is
days.
disclosed.
It's okay, it's
Oh,
fine.
whatever, but
It
it's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
It doesn't matter.
They can't
They're
find us.
17. It doesn't matter. We're teenagers, whatever. But like, if I would know, like, if I'm wearing white to somebody's wedding, I know, like, I'm doing this on purpose. Like, I'm spiting somebody.
As a
Yeah.
teenager, see, this is why I love that we did this, because I don't see a lot of podcasts that have a fresh perspective, like a teenage perspective, and I think putting that out there is really showing people that, hey, like, we know more than you think we do.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like for the story, I don't think you're in the wrong. I feel like maybe after you got it photoshopped, you should have given them a heads up, like, hey, I wasn't really comfortable with the fact that she wore white to my wedding. I didn't want to make a scene over there, but for the pictures, I'm just making it light blue because, I'm the bride, it's my wedding.
I definitely would.
I would have at least given the family a heads up first. But overall, no, you're not in the wrong for doing
I've
that.
seen people, like, I've seen kids wear, like, white and stuff to weddings, but it hasn't been a big deal.
Little kids is different from a 16-year-old. I think.
Little
Yeah.
kids is different. If it's like, if your kid is like 12 or 13, I'm not gonna make a big deal about it either. I'll probably just be like, tell their parents and be like, hey, just like for
Go change.
future reference, like, don't do that.
Or just like put a sign in the invitation, no white to weddings.
But I feel like
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
given. Like,
Yeah.
And also, the parents know too. Like, they know that's not something you should do.
Just let you
why
out the
didn't
house like with that? Like, come on.
Yeah, why didn't they stop their child? Like, she's 16.
And it's not just that, like, come on, like, common sense.
The lace gloves is crazy.
The lace gloves is
okay,
crazy.
Now, if it was just like a normal little casual white dress, okay, I get it. But the gloves and everything, like, I don't know, man.
She's trying to steal
her first wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
She thought she was the main character.
What would you do if somebody didn't happen
going
to
back?
your wedding?
Oh, if they did that to my wedding.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I would have an Indian wedding, right? And that's like full of colors, and like there's nothing like, oh, if I wear red, like you can't wear red. It's nothing like that.
Although I will say that because in Indian weddings the bride typically wears red, but I will say that whatever color the bride is wearing, like the pink or the red, no one else is normally wearing that color just because they know. Or if it is, it's not like a big extravagant thing. It's low key.
Yeah, it's low key. So I think like I don't know. It's definitely like different for this because it's white in particular, and I feel like that was definitely like, come on, everybody knows. If you've been to, I haven't been to a normal.
I've been to two.
You have
2 church weddings.
We wear white at our weddings.
You do?
Yeah, we have like
Everybody
multiple
does,
parties. No, not everybody.
Oh, okay,
Just the bride. But like, if you have other parties, then like they might wear a different color. But usually
do you want to
white.
clarify like where you come from or like what traditions?
I'm Middle Eastern and North African. I'm Egyptian and Saudi Arabian.
Yeah.
Personally, I've been to a lot of like weddings. We have a lot of weddings. I've been to a lot. I went to a bridal shower like a week ago, and they usually do wear white. Like to like the like I think like the girl like was wearing like to the bridal shower. She was wearing like beige or something. But like if you're wearing a nicer dress, then I feel like that's like crazy. Like that's wild. Like my friend would text me like and be like, "Hey, did you see what dress she was wearing?" Like that's crazy. If somebody did that at like my friend's wedding, and I would be pissed too. I would spill wine on the dress for her.
Yeah. Same.
Oh man,
same.
Dang.
I would do that.
I'd be like, "Oops, I bumped into you."
My fault.
My fault, G. My B.
No, because I feel like definitely, like, I was thinking, like, oh, niece, like, 5-year-old. Like, that's different,
If you're
you
a
know?
5-year-old, then
I would actually be like, oh my gosh,
niece,
she's
that's
so
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah. I would
Have you
have
seen, like, ones where, like, the mom is getting remarried or something? Or, like, she's, like, she didn't get married to her, like, the guy she's been with, and she already had a kid or something. Mm-hmm. And let the little girl wear, like, a little wedding dress of her own, like, her daughter will wear a wedding dress.
Oh, really?
I think that's so cute. If it's my niece, then I don't care. Like, she's a little baby, it's fine. But,
yeah.
Like, 16?
And also,
You're
like,
being
it doesn't
escorted
seem
out.
like it also doesn't seem like they're very close at all. So I don't
Yeah.
think they've had this conversation like, oh, it's okay, or like something like that. I don't think that was given as a heads up, obviously. So I definitely
I just remember. I think I wore white to one of my my mom's cousin's weddings.
Really?
But I was a kid. Me and my little
okay.
sisters. We were like 9, 7, and like 6 or 5 or something.
Okay, that's different.
That's different. But 16 is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like real. Actually, the top was like white and the bottom was like brown. I could find the dress, but
There's just a different level of maturity between a 9-year-old and a 16-year-old. Like, come on.
That's crazy. Also, like, it's just different. Like, that's a child. Like, that's chill. That's weird.
Yeah,
I would be
definitely.
pissed. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Wait, let me find this dress for you guys. We were wearing these dresses, but we were babies.
Oh yeah, but that's cute though. Like
Yeah.
that would be
See,
like adorable.
for people who can't see, it's just like a little white dress with a little
dresses.
poofiness underneath, but
Yeah,
it's
and
not
like
even that.
it's like me and my sisters.
It almost
as
is like
children.
pink or beige.
It's
Yeah.
not that extravagant either.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure the bride like picked out like what we were gonna wear.
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
then
so
that's
if the bride
chill.
picked it out, then that's different.
Because like
That's
she knew
chill.
what we were gonna wear before, and we could have gotten different dresses.
That's chill. That's different. This situation is entirely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think like photoshopping like a little color is that body shaming. Come on.
The body shaming thing was out of pocket. Like if she didn't change the
You
body,
shame my daughter.
like it's just changing the color of her dress.
Yes.
That's wild. Oh my god. Actually, like I don't know. Like also like when we have weddings, like everyone dresses nice. Like everyone at the wedding should be dressed extravagantly. When we have like a Middle Eastern wedding, like everyone's dressed nice, but no one's dressed in white.
Tina, how do Vietnamese weddings usually go?
Well, I want a modern wedding.
Oh, okay.
So Vietnamese, my parents, they had to wear like a traditional ATIA. It's like a dress.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like those. So uncomfortable.
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, I don't think anyone else is wearing white except the bride.
Yeah.
White? Okay.
Oh, let's disclose this. Tina's Vietnamese. I'm Middle Eastern, North African.
Say your name.
Oh, Arij is Middle Eastern, North African. Dara.
I'm Dara, and I'm Indian, Gujarati specifically.
And I'm Neha. I'm also Indian, but Punjabi specifically. So me and Dara have like similar
yeah.
weddings and experiences, backgrounds, I guess. So
Yeah.
like, and then later episodes, if we ever get to talking about like growing up, like I think that would be a good episode. Growing up in
growing up in an
immigrant
ethnic
household.
household. Yeah.
Maybe we'll make like a social media for this account, like an Instagram or something. We can like
Oh,
put up
we
like
should.
what
We
questions
all
that
have
you want to see.
parents
from
were
us.
immigrants, right?
Yeah.
Were your
Yeah.
parents
All
immigrants? Yeah.
We're all immigrants.
I came
We're
over here when I was,
I'm
like,
first
9.
generation.
Oh, were
I'm
you
not
born in
exactly
Vietnam,
first
Tina?
Yeah,
generation.
I
My
went to
mom
school
grew
in
up here.
Vietnam until I was 9. I came
Whoa.
over here
Yeah,
at 9.
I was
Yeah.
surprised. You told me about that when we were in English. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
so hopefully this podcast takes off. And
Yes.
We can have some more interesting topics, such as that, pertain to some of our viewers or listeners as well. Right now, we don't have a video version of this podcast, but we are working on it. And hopefully, after a few episodes have launched, we're able to get a nice handy dandy camera, start
Yes.
filming. So
Yeah.
look forward to that and subscribe if you already haven't. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
For take out.